Hey, I'm Michael Smith, CEO of Bluefield Realty Group, and today we're talking about a critical part of any real estate transaction, and that is the earnest money deposit. So as a buyer, when you found a house that you really like and you want to make an offer, part of the negotiation process is what's called an earnest money deposit. This is an amount of money you put down upfront in order to secure the contract on the house and take it off the market. This is a negotiable amount, but in our area, it's typically anywhere from 0.5% to 1% of the purchase price. So if you're making an offer on a $200,000 house, you can expect to put down anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 upfront. Now, this money is held in escrow by what's called an escrow agent. In South Carolina, because we use attorneys to close on real estate transactions, it's pretty typical for this earnest money deposit to actually be held in the trust account at the law firm where the closing is going to take place. So the purpose of this deposit is really to act as a sign of good faith to the seller to show that you intend to move forward with the transaction. And there's a couple different ways that this can go. So if everything goes smoothly and you do close on the house, then that deposit is applied as a credit to the balance due on the day of closing. So it's basically like you're prepaying a portion of your down payment when you first write the contract. Now, if things don't go smoothly, this deposit may end up going back to you as the buyer, or it could potentially go to the seller, depending on how the circumstances surrounding it unfold. So when you write your contract, you're going to have a few different contingencies. You're likely going to have it contingent on financing, appraisal, inspections, different things like that. So if you decide to back out of the contract for a valid reason under one of those contingencies, the deposit should revert back to you as the buyer. However, if you just get cold feet and change your mind, and there's not a valid reason for you canceling the contract, or if you default in some way by missing a deadline, not doing something you're supposed to do as part of the contract, that money's actually supposed to go to the seller. So one thing to keep in mind, the escrow agent who's holding that deposit is not going to decide who gets the money. So even if you are entitled to receive that deposit back as part of the contract, legally they cannot disperse the funds back to you unless they either have A, release signed by both parties agreeing who gets the money, or B, a court order. All right, so that's just a high-level overview of what an earnest money deposit is and the role that it plays in a real estate transaction. Again, the amount of earnest money is negotiable, and everything kind of varies on a case-by-case situation. As always, if you have any other questions, feel free to call or email us, and we'd love to help you out. At Bluefield Realty Group, we strive to be your guide through the real estate process, minimizing stress and maximizing results. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.